welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We got a few other projects that we're waiting on kind of parts and waiting on hold. I picked a goodie up the other day on Facebook Marketplace from a real cool gentleman. So I think we're going to start on that today and give me something to do while I'm waiting on other things. So we'll stick around here for just a second. We'll show you what we got and what the plans are for it. So y'all stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, I picked this up from a cool fella here, pretty local on Facebook Marketplace. Might need some help on this one. I do know it's a model of an Arco. I'm not exactly sure. I know the Arcos always have this tab back here on the back, and this part up here on the front of the neck is always kind of blocked off, or I guess you could say square. But I was having problems trying to find the exact model this Arco might be. I only found one other picture with these handlebars. Now the gentleman I got it from said that he got it from Older Man and said it was all original. So, you know, I'm just going by what I got. Look like this model might have a hole down here in the front. I know some of the other Arcos I have a spot for a front fender, and also it has a bracket back here on the back where you could put a fender. Now if it came with it, not exactly sure. Does have the original chain guard on it, which used to be chrome, which is kind of rusty now. So I'm not exactly sure what model this is. We are working, I don't know if it'll zoom in, working with the HS40, missing the air cleaner cover and the air cleaner. He said when he got the bike from the gentleman it actually ran, his boy rode it around for a pretty good while, got a bigger bike, and this one just kind of set. So I'm pretty sure I can track down another air cleaner cover and whatnot, but it does have good compression. He thinks it lost spark, so he put another plug in it, and yeah, I took the wire off. But so what we're going to do today is I'm going to see if we can't put a fire in this motor, see how it runs. And I think the intention on this bike is does need tires. These are like a 410 350 by 6, but they're pretty dry rotted, so that's not very safe. I do like the sawtooth pattern, but I think I got some of these little diamond tires I picked up a while back somewhere. So I think what we'll do is put some new tires on this bike, maybe give it a good going over. I did a Sears roper the same way. I didn't paint anything, chrome, nothing. Basically just went over the whole bike, put some new tires on it, checked all the bearings, chain, clutch, you know, all that good stuff. So we're not gonna do a crazy paint job. I think a little clear coat, save the patina, see how the old motor runs. The seat looks pretty good. Got a little tear down here in the front corner, I think. Yeah, right down there in the front corner. Maybe I can see if I can kind of patch that up some way or another. But anyway, so before we get into the video, if y'all happen to know what this Arco might be model, supposedly I'm going off, he said it was a 70 model. I'm not for sure, so if you know somebody, maybe you can share this video. Maybe somebody else you know, a fellow mini bike brother or whatnot, might know. So drop me a note in the comments below, or a link. You can catch me on Instagram. Also, if you got pictures of one that you restored, love to see it. So maybe together we could figure out exactly what model we got here. But anyway, so I'm gonna grab a few tools and see what's going on with the motor. See if we can get it to fire up today. Alright, we're back over here at it. I went in and pulled the seat off, so give me more room. Maybe y'all can see what we got going on. Supposedly we have no spark, so I just got a cheap inline spark tester. So we're going to put this on the spark plug itself. Slide the little boot down, and you take the other end, clip it into your wire. Then you want to make sure this doesn't touch anything. Obviously they have the kill switch not even hooked up, so we don't have to worry about a kill switch that might be malfunctioning. So if you did have one, I would probably unplug it. Just a process of elimination. So now we're gonna look, and hopefully we're gonna have a little orange flicker right here. We'll see how that works. And we have no orange flicker. So what I also can do is, I'm gonna pull this plug out, see what it looks like. That wasn't very tight. Yeah, brand new plug. So now what we're going to do is I'll check this two different ways. I'll also check this with basically no compression against the motor. We're going to ground this plug. Just kind of lay it up there where it'll ground. Let's see. That plug will probably ground right there. Let's see. There we go. Now let's see if we got a flicker at all. That plug grounded. Let's see. No flicker. So we have 0 spark. Okay, so got 0 spark. More than likely this old engine has points and condenser in it. So we'll go ahead and I'll get this pulled off. Probably, I think I can get that back bolt. We'll get the fan shroud off, get the flywheel off, and we'll take a look at the points, see how the points look in it, clean them maybe, and see if we can get some spark from there. All right, went ahead and get the flywheel off, got the point cover off. This is your point cover right here, and there's a little cardboard gasket right behind it. So if you ever take one of these off, if you don't have one, you can always make you one out of like a cereal box. All it is goes around and kind of seals, keep water, moisture, and mud and everything out of your point area, which is kind of cool. When I took the flywheel off, I did notice a little plug down here on the front, and I was like, man, I wonder if this thing's gonna have a charge coil on it. So a lot of times I get these old motors and they don't have a charge coil. So basically the charge coil is this outside part, and on the inside of your flywheel, you got the magnets like so. So if you wanted to run a headlight or whatnot, tail light, this actually has a charge coil. So I thought that was kind of cool. Then I also noticed right up here at the top, somebody put the fuel line is kind of routed in the wrong area, and they put too big a fuel line on it. The flywheel was rubbing right here and almost rubbed through the fuel line. But anyway, kind of just noticed that when I get everything off. So got the point cover off, and if you ever have to work on these, your point setting, which I doubt if it's going to zoom in, but your point setting is right here on the bottom of your point cover. It's a 0.020. Excuse me. Yes, 0.020. Golly, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. So anyway, I got this all blown out. There's a little dust and stuff in there. Everything looked pretty good. So I got that cleaned out inside here. Got the points reset. They were way too close. I used a small piece of, I used like emery cloth. You can see right here on the end, a couple spots. It was the contacts had a little corrosion on them, so I got them all cleaned up. Then I blew it out real good. So inside your point contacts down inside here, you don't want anything in there, sandpaper, grit, or anything. So make sure and clean that area out real good. And on these right here, these 2 bolts here and down here, you really never want to mess with. That has nothing to do with setting the points. This is actually setting the whole coil gap. Far as how far all this is going to be in relation to inside the flywheel. Basically, it's timing the engine. So y'all ever want to watch a video on that, it's very in detailed. You got to set a depth gauge on top of your piston, find what degrees, 32 degrees before top dead center. And this is how you loosen all this to actually set the timing on one. So if you're in here checking your points, you're fine. Just don't ever try and take any of these 2 bolts off unless you are going to go in depth to time the engine instead of just setting the points. So anyway, we might do something else in a video of that down the road. I see a lot of guys that get old bikes with Tecumsehs, and not a lot of people are familiar with all the little intricate pieces inside here and how you time one, set points and all that. So, leave me a comment. Maybe we'll do a video on that or something one day. But back to what we got going on. Everything's cleaned up here. I'm going to throw the cover on it. We're just going to put the flywheel on it and bump the nut down and use that and spin it enough by hand and check the plug, and we'll see if we have any spark at all. So let me get the flywheel put back on, and we'll see if we have any spark. Okay, flywheel's back on. We're not going to put the plug in it, but we're going to put the spark tester back in it, and we're going to keep fingers crossed, see if we got fire. And we'll ground the other end. We'll just stick it right here in between the fins, and if we're lucky, we're just going to spin this over by hand. If we're lucky, we should have a little spark right here. A little light should flicker. So, here we go. Oh boy. Let's see fire. Oh boy. Yeah. Got a little flicker right here in the light. That means we got spark. Cool. All right, so now we should have a good spark, hopefully. So I'm going to put the fan shroud back on. I know the carburetor is going to be nasty. We'll double check the oil again, see if we can at least get it to run on some brake cleaner. So let's get the fan shroud back on it. All right, got the fan shroud back on. We're just gonna stick this plug in it. This is not the correct plug, but we'll just see if it'll at least fire on this plug, and then we'll put the right plug in it later on. Get this snugged up. I'm not gonna bother putting gas in it because the tank is pretty nasty on the inside. So we're just gonna at least see if we can't get it to run on brake cleaner. The throttle cable's froze up, so I unclipped it so I could at least try and give it a little throttle there. So if we keep our fingers crossed, we might run. No kill switch, so we'll be good. Since I'm gonna have gas in it, shouldn't have no problem trying to kill it. Did check the oil. Oil was good. Does need to be changed, but we'll worry about that later. I just want to see if this old Tecumseh will actually fire up and run. So we'll go a little snort, a little choke. Keep our fingers crossed. Oh, that's pressing. All right, get that handy. A little bottle feed here. I'm gonna give it some throttle, maybe. Oh, I think we're gonna work. Let's give it a little bump. One more. Oh yeah, here we go. Think about that. Don't look like it smokes. Of course, I didn't let it run and get too terribly hot, but all right. Yep, I think we got us a perfect candidate to just do a quick resto on, get a pressure washing. She's definitely gonna probably need a chain. Sprocket looks good. So I think we're just gonna maybe do a time lapse. We're gonna rip this thing apart. I'll go ahead and pull the engine off because I need to fix the fan shroud bolt that's stripped on the other side. And get that fuel line fixed, yank the carburetor off, put a kit in it, air cleaner, maybe paint that rusty exhaust pipe. Then we'll just give it a quick facelift, a little clear coat patina, throw some new shoes on it, we'll check the bearings, and make us another cool neighborhood cruiser. So, I think we're gonna rip this thing apart. Alright, got it all ripped apart. I did find that a lot of these bearings had problems getting the bolts out. The bearings are like in the wheels. Yeah, they're pretty gone. The neck bushings, older bikes. Let's see if we can get down there and zoom in on it. I need to look, see if I got some neck bushings, which I'm pretty sure I do somewhere. But the rest of the frame, kind of looked it over after I got it apart. Everything looked pretty good. The brake tab right here, see if we can get a different angle. Oh, trip over everything. The little brake tab right there, this little tab is supposed to come up and come like straight across. So that's bent up a little bit, so we can straighten that out. But as far as all the rest of the frame, you know, I look around all the edges of the engine plate stuff, the engine plate slots itself, see if there was any cracks. This one actually looked pretty good. Let's see, let me get a screwdriver here. Did we miss something? Right there? Can't tell. No, thought that was a crack right there, but nope. Thought I missed one. All right, yeah, looks good. So we got that apart. Definitely need to put a new chain on it. That was pretty bad. So we got the motor over here on the table. There was a bolt down here at the bottom that goes in the bottom corner right there, and the other little plate that goes that bolt. Somebody put the wrong bolt in it and messed the threads up, so I need to take care of that. We're gonna yank the old carburetor off. I'll get it thrown in the vat, get the clutch off, get it serviced. It sounds kind of dry. And you get a bolt in the end of it, get that dirt dauber nest out of there, get that cleaned up. I think what we're gonna do in here, oh, the tank in this thing was nasty. Looked like a bunch of sand and dirt in it. So we got a carburetor to clean. I think I'll see if I can ease these bolts out right here on the exhaust pipe. Maybe throw that in a blaster, put a little high temp header paint on that. I'm gonna clean everything up. We're gonna dig around. See, I think I got some new shoes for it. Pretty sure I got some. Got some new shoes, we'll find a new chain. Excuse me, throttle cable. So we're just gonna give her a good bath, a little clear coat, some new shoes, chain, and we're gonna throw it back together. So I gotta get to cleaning on this here frame and find my tires. All right, got the engine for the Arco up here. Got it somewhat went through the carburetor. Let's see, went through the carburetor, put a kit on it, replaced some parts inside. It was pretty roached. But anyway, I was able to use a factory carburetor. But if y'all do work on these type of engines for old Tecumsehs, and you're looking for a complete carburetor, you can actually go to gopowersports.com and actually buy the whole carburetor cheaper than you can actually buy a genuine Tecumseh carburetor kit. So if you got one of these old flatheads like this, and they got a couple, I think they have 2 different model carburetors. So, you know, if you ever need one, you don't want to take the time to try to clean it or whatnot, look them up. Just order you a whole brand new carburetor. It comes with gaskets and all the good stuff. But we're going to see if she'll pop off and run. I put my keel up here. I'm going with the old school kind of keel, that we don't have to run a wire to anything. Got the gas tank cleaned up. Did pull the old rusty exhaust pipe off, blasted it, and put some high temp silver header paint on it. So we're gonna put this thing on the stand. Probably gonna be a little noisy, but let's see if we can't get it to pop off and run. I did go ahead and pull the plug out. I flushed the inside of the engine block because it was pretty grungy, so I got that flushed out with brake cleaner, got it all blown out. I need to go ahead and put this plug back in here. Probably change that plug later. Let's see, it's crank bolt out. Yeah, We got a crank bolt. Let's put this over here because it's probably going to vibrate all over the place. We'll give her a little choke. That's not touching. Where's my screwdriver? Because we'll probably have to adjust the old carburetor. Let's see how she'll run. Oh! One pull, baby! Get back! Table. We're going to at least try and get this thing in a roller. Got the motor running. Did the final tune on that. So we're going to jump over here, get the frame thrown together, get it in a roller, and then see what we can get going from there. So let's where are we going to start at? Let's get this front end on here. How about that? Got some neck bushings. I took the after I get these out. Neck bushings actually look pretty good. The bolt and everything. Pretty much using everything. We did get a new axle bolt for the rear. It kind of had a groove ore in it. So we got a new one for the back. We're going to get these neck bushings tapped back in here. They weren't too bad. Go. And let's see. This is a neck bolt, I think. And it was. We put a little spray grease on here. So everything jives good. Made a mess already. Right. And we had a, let's see, was this lock nut? Yeah, lock nut goes on the bottom. This is 3/4, I do believe. Yeah, so we'll do it this way. And since we just went back with a patina look, I ain't got to be that easy about scratching anything. Alright, that's there. Let's jump back here, get the rear wheels on the table, the front wheels on the table, and put some bearings in those. Alright, got the front and rear wheel up here. I went with the old school. I had these just laying around. Airplanes. It seems like every time I turn the camera on somewhere, airplanes. But anyway, so like I was saying, I went with the old school, the little diamond pattern. They're kind of like the factory replacements that were on it. I had these laying around. I think I picked these up at a flea market or something somewhere. But they're a 410 350/6, which Go Power Sports carries a different variety of tires. So if you're needing a 410 350/6, they have these, or they have the old school looking tread pattern I've used on a bunch of other bikes. But I had these laying around, so trying to use up some stuff that I got just sitting around to make this kind of a low budget facelift on this old bike. Just tap along the outside edge of this bearing. Don't want to hit on the inside. Bearing open the coat. There it is. That one looks good. I clean that out pretty good. Let's see if this one goes in a little bit easier. That went a little bit easier. Alright, let's go get the bolts, shims for that. Alright, we got an axle bolt and a lock nut. So where's my block at? Probably underneath this table or bench. See if we can't get this up there and make it a little bit easier to work on. That ought to stay right there. Daughter's texting me. We'll catch that later. Alright, our axle bolt. Let's throw a little bit of spray grease on this one also. Alright, sprocket to this side. Now my other daughter's texting me. Tap this in. Both of them are texting. How come the bolt don't want to go in? Ah, got this bearing a little crooked. That's why. Try that again. There we go. Had that bearing a little crooked. Axle bolt didn't want to go in. One more time. Take two. There it is. Alright, we're just going to snug this up. Or just put it on there finger tight. If I can see what I'm doing. Alright. Nice. Alright, let's put some bearings in this front wheel. Get in there. I already whacked my fingers enough today. There we go. Well, I thought. Let me grab a sock, I'll be right back. Alright, got a socket here. We're going to try a little different method. Put this on the outside edge of the race. Probably got to use a bigger hammer. I don't know where my red one's at. We'll just use this one. A little more. Get a bigger hammer, it'd be easier. How's that one look? Looks real good. Let's get started. All else fails, we get a bigger hammer. A little more on this side. Looks good. All right, we're gonna put the valve stem on this side over here. Put this back here so it don't roll off into the floor. All right. A little spray on the old bolt. All right. Lighten up. This one will go ahead and tighten up. Back when I left loose, just in case I gotta make any chain adjustment. All right. That's pretty close to a roller. We'll get the, let's see. We'll probably leave the seat to last, that way I got room here. We can go ahead and get the bars put on it, and then I think we'll put the motor on it. All right. Didn't even paint these or anything, just cleaned everything up with some degreaser, Scotch-Brite pad. The risers I did clean up a little bit. They're aluminum, so I cleaned those up a little bit, polished them on the wire wheel. We're even going to use the same old bolts that came out of it for the risers. The top bolts I had to get some new ones, lock nuts. There's one. Let's see if we can get this thing a little bit lower. Ain't quite that tall. That better? Yeah. That's better. All right, we'll get the other one up here. Let's see. Just leave these snug till we get the bars on it. All right, we need a bolt, some lock washers, because we're just going to mop this up till we get it on the ground, and then we can make adjustments from there. As to where we want to put the bars. All right, one more riser this side. Let's say that probably looks close right there. We're just going to snug these up just a little bit, then we'll go back and adjust them later. Alright, is that square? Yeah, that's pretty close. That's good. But we will go ahead and tighten these bottom riser bolts, since we got the bars and everything snug down where they need to be. So we can tighten these up. Alright, those will be snug. We'll go over that again. Then we can adjust these bars once we got it on the ground. Alright, get this stuff out of the way. We can go, do we have engine bolts here? I think we do have engine bolts. I think so. We need some washers though. We'll go grab some flat washers. Make sure these are the right bolts. We'll get the engine in place, clutch, and then chain, I do believe. said, we ain't got to worry about scratching it too bad. All right. Let's ease it forward a little bit so we don't all end in the floor. I can still get to the bolts. Look at that. All right. Do I have the right bolts? Oh, yeah, these I think went in from the bottom. We'll put the backs in at the top. Use a little bit longer bolt. A little short bolt though. Long enough. Look at that, perfect. I use these big flat washers on the bottom. They're like, I think they call them a fender washer. They're fairly thick. To me, I usually put these on the older bikes because a lot of these plates have a tendency, you'll see them crack from over time. So I use these big flat washers on the bottom. Kind of give it more to grab to whenever you're tightening your nut and your bolt down. We're just going to leave these loose so we can adjust everything. One over here. All right, we'll get these front ones on. Need a washer. There we go. Where's my other washer? Right here. One more washer. This bolt might have went in for the bottom. Maybe. Maybe. Nope, just need a little tap. Washer's catching it. There we go. All right, another flat washer, lock washer, and a nut. Then we'll have the motor on here. All right, leave this, we can still move it around. And slide it all the way to the back. That way when we get the clutch and chain on, then we have movement to move it forward. Then I can come back, make sure this wheel's gonna be lined up because I have a little bit of play in it where I still need to stick a washer in there if need to be lining up the clutch. The sprocket's really straight, being old. All right, let's go grab a clutch, find some chain, and get that part on. All right, got my clutch here, bolt, think I got everything. I was gonna clean this keyway shaft out a little bit. Make sure I can get all the rest of that dirt out of there. Did get the dirt dauber nest out of here and the one that was in the crank because it didn't have a crank bolt in it. So you put a little red spray lube on there. All right, paper towel. Now we're just going to put the clutch on. I'm going to use a max torque clutch from Go Power Sports on this particular application. Yeah, that slides on. That's supposed to slide on nice and smooth. Look at that. All right, go ahead and get a keyway. It goes in there. There we go. Nope, I just throw it down here. There we go. Got the keyway in it. We're going to leave this a little loose in case we got to make an adjustment. I found some old chain that I think will work for it. Hopefully it'll be long enough. Look pretty good. Probably have to oil it once we get it on there. Just trying to do a low budget build, so nothing fancy. You don't need to go with the RVL gold or nothing. Especially for this bike. Alright, put that right there. Oh man, I think we'll have plenty of chain. Make sure the motor's all the way back. Alright, motor's all the way back so I can get my chain where I want it. I think we'll have enough. Roll this around. Oh yeah, we'll have plenty. We need to cut it right there, so Sharpie marker. Don't I have one laying here? Anybody see a Sharpie marker? Nope. Maybe it's in my pocket. It's not in my pocket. Alright, well, let me grab a Sharpie marker then. It's right here on the table where I left it. Alright, so the motor's all the way back. Looks good there. Try and get as much slack out of it as I can. So I think if we just cut this link right here. Usually just mark it. That way, time you feed it out, drop it a couple times, you have the mark. So let's just pull it out. Uh-oh, somebody's in trouble. All right, let's see. If you don't have one of these chain breakers, I didn't have one for a long time. I used the old school method of a grinder and a punch and chisel and all that nonsense. Once I got one of these, oh man, made life a lot easier. And of course, I broke this one and I had to like patch it back together. Maybe I'll get a new one for Christmas. Or a new bolt thing. There we go. Get that backed out. Back this one out. That falls down there. All right. Get that out of the way. Put it in the wrong spot. It'll be all right. Tighten that one up. Guess I need to go find a link, master link. All right, look at that. Easy. Get my fingers to work at this. All right, beautiful. Let's see how it looks now. I think we'll be in business. Put that here. Roll around, that goes over the top of the brake. Back of the sprocket. Oh yeah, I think we'll be good. All right, let's go find a master link. Well, we're already here. Let's go ahead and get this clutch lined up. I think that's gonna be good. Hopefully this chain will work. Let's see. Looking down the back of my sprocket. Clutch is all the way in. I think that's gonna look good right there. We'll go ahead and put that in there. So we'll have we're gonna use a flat washer, lock washer, to get the clutch where we want it. Got a driver here. This one, these max torque clutches, they have 2 set screws, so we'll get these set screws tight. Just roll it around here where I can get to it. That one's good. And that one's good. All right, gotta work. Let me go find us a master link. And the clutch cover. Go find where I put that. Alright, I went ahead and got this rear axle bolt tight because I think everything is going to line up good. We got the clutch and all that tight, so we can put the chain on. I found a master link that I do believe will work. Then we can get the chain on. There we go. Look at that. Chain on, get the engine tight, and we'll almost be downhill from here. That looks good. I can get the snap ring on there, or clip. Oh, we'll put some light on it. Can't see very good. That's good there. Let's get the engine tightened up. Make sure and check it. Leave that in the way. This engine's a little crooked. Let's straighten it up right there. I think that looks pretty good. All right, where's my 1/2 inch? Good and tight. Go. I think right there will be good. And my washer fell off this one. I don't know why. Got the wrong bolt in it. Do have the wrong bolt. This one comes from the bottom. Washer, back washer, in and out. Bolts on. Let's see, we go ahead and get the I still got to find the throttle cable. Go scrounge one of those up. I think I know where one's at. Alright. There we go. Engine bolts are tight. Probably have to go back and tighten that chain up again, but that's nice and smooth. Hopefully this chain will work. I think so. Alright, let's get the clutch cover on. We need a 7/16. Let's see, got one right here. And we're going to need us a backup wrench. Alright, there's nuts and bolts. Got a backup wrench. Alright. I just took some, didn't want to re-chrome it, obviously, because we're not doing a restoration on this thing. But I just cleaned it up with some steel wool the best I could get it. Better than what it was anyway. Alright, we need a lock washer and a nut. Where is it? There it is. Alright. Need another flat washer up here. This thing is slotted so you can adjust it, I guess. Yeah. Alright. Lock washer and a nut. We can tighten it down. There we go. Let's see. Where do we want to put it? Let's put it close to the front. Hide as much of that clutch as possible. We still got room for the bolt back there. Alright. I think that looks good. Not bad. One more at the back. Alright. Looks pretty good. Looks like it's bent a little bit. Not too bad. Alright, what else we need to do? Let me go scare us up a throttle cable. See if we can find that other assembly, make us a cable. We'll get the seat on it, get the throttle hooked up, and we ought to be close to a ride. We're just getting dark, so we might just end up going for a ride tomorrow. So, let me get all that, and we'll be back. Alright, we're gonna get a few more things done on the Arco. It's been late ever since I've been getting home. It's obviously pitch dark. Can't do a ride around when it's pitch dark. So we got a throttle cable that I made up here. Took a cable out of a different bike that I had to adjust the little nut thing here. Had to sand the nut down to fit into the grip assembly, which is right here. We are gonna put new parts on it, put new tires. Let's see what else I put. I think I would put really new tires and valve stems on it, but we're using the vintage style throttle assembly. These are 7/8 bars. Go Power Sports carries these, so I like using these on the vintage stuff because they look vintage. Then you got a nice fancy chrome housing. That's the bottom part. It's got a little adjustable throttle stop. It also has your little adjustable deal there. Here is the top piece. Of course, it's all dirty and greasy. I got it all lubed up. But anyway, this is the top piece. And they have these in 7/8, which I'm using here on this bike. And they also have these in a 1-inch. Same design, exact same grips. You get this grip, and you also get the left side, which I'm not sure where I put it. But anyway, like I said, so if you have like some of the old Hornets, the bars, the buckhorn handlebars, I guess you'd call them, or a 1-inch, they have these because it's kind of hard sometimes to find your throttle assembly and all that good stuff for a 1-inch bar. So they have those. So if you're looking for them, look what we found. There it is. And let's see, I'll put you a link if I can get this bag squared away here. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Yes, it's a TG 7/8 throttle grip. Twist grip is what it is. So there it is there, but I also will put this, I'll put a link in that down below so you can go down there, and if you want to click on that, check it out, get a price, all that good stuff, you just scroll down at the bottom, click that link, and it'll take you to gopowersports.com if you want to get you one. Like I said, I like using these on all the old vintage bikes, and they're very nice. So we got that to put on. I got a little barrel nut laying right down here. And you can get these like if the camera will zoom in. How about I put it in my hand? It's a little barrel nut. You run your cable through that little center hole. Then you take a little flat head and tighten it up right there. You can also rub the one off an old Tilly or Predator. You can also use one of those if you want to pop those out. But get these like at a small engine shop or online and whatnot. Go Power Sports does carry some that are similar to this. This is just one I had laying around, so we're going to use that one today, and that's going to route back down here. This one actually, the engine already had this return spring and all that stuff on it, so I got to run it through the little clasp, bring it down, feed it in there, and all that good stuff. So I'll show you what that looks like when I got that done. Got the seat kind of cleaned up. I just cleaned it up with some I don't know, whatever cleaner the wife had underneath the kitchen sink, because I took it in the house and used some hot soapy water. Got it cleaned up. It's got a few little hickeys in it, a little puncture hole there, but it cleaned up, and then I used the same stuff I used on the, what is the other bike I put it on? Yeah. Anyway, the other big bike I did the video on, whatever it is, I can't think of it right now, but I think it's by Armor. But anyway, I just hosed it on there, let it soak in a few times, a couple coats. That turned out pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this thing all buttoned up tonight. Hopefully tomorrow when I fly home from work, we get it on the ground where we still have daylight and we can go for a rip. All right, yeah, let's see. Yeah, we're rolling. All right, using the GoPro, so it's a little hard for my blind self to see. Anyway, excuse me. We got a little bit of daylight left. Maybe we might get a good sunset in the ride-along picture. I don't know. Sun's going down pretty quick. So I'm going to try and not to ramble and talk too fast, but get the job done, you know what I mean? But I got to show, let me see, how do you say it? Yeah, got to give a special thanks to my good buddy Jeremy, Strictly Custom Mini Bikes. I knew this was an Arco, didn't know exactly what model because I don't have one like this. So messaged good old brother up there, and he did his research. Got my phone here, and he did his research. I think he had a call in a helpline or something. I don't remember. Gonna give him a hard time. But anyway, he found out what exactly Arco I have here, and it is it's an Easy Rider, and it's a Cadet 2, and it has two little can't show you on my phone because you probably can't see it, but has two little marks like 2 inch. I don't know what exactly that means, but it's a Cadet. So gives kind of the breakdown on it, which can't really zoom in on my picture to give you all the stuff, but it did come with the Tecumseh, like 3 horse, whatever. Top speed was 22 miles an hour, it said. Gives you like all the length. Bike did have fenders, which mine does not. And this one actually had a, it says a number plate, so it had a race number plate on the front, which the brackets there, no number plate. But hey, still very cool. And I was wondering if these were actually the correct bars for this bike, because I only found one other picture of a bike that looked pretty close to this with these kind of bars. So it's pretty correct, pretty close. So special thanks. Check out my buddy up there, Strictly Custom Mini Bikes. Enough of that rambling about him. We're gonna fire this rascal up and see how she rides. So let's spin the camera around and crank it up, or I'm just gonna try and do it one-handed. We don't have no on and off switch. We'll give her a little choke. Woo. Rope they want to go back. There we go. I think that should be big choke is off, I do believe. Yeah, I think that's choke off. Let's give it a little gas and see. Nope, that's choke on. Dang it. One more time. Well, I guess I put the camera down. Hang on. There we go. It's a little cold. All right, let me see if we turn this thing around. Get my little selfie stick. Hang on. I ain't used a selfie stick in a while. Turn it that way. Bear with me, folks. Butterfingers. I'm in a hurry trying to worry on the sun going down. All right. See if that'll work. That way when I flip it around, we get inverted. Get a good shot. All right. A little eye protection from the sun. Got switch hands. All right. Kickstand is up. They should be warmed up. Oh, flathead. Woo! All right, here we go. Woohoo! Good takeoff. This thing outrun 22 miles an hour. Looks pretty peppy. All right. Well, we'll make the corner and then a little sunset in the background. Take the brake. Yep, brake's good. Warm up. All right, let's see. No cars. Woo, that sun's bright. Here we go. Okie doke. Let me get my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. All right, there we go, folks. We'll give a little quick walk around. We didn't do nothing too fancy with this. I try not to clean the bike too much, but some places you're trying to get all the grease off. Some of the paint came off. You know, it is what it is. Just a quick restore. You know, you find one of these on Facebook Marketplace. You need a motor, or maybe some of the video I did on this might help you with your flathead Tecumseh. If not, you can always get you a good cheap power plant at gopowersports.com to put on it. I normally don't like putting the Tillies and Predators and the newer stuff on the old bikes because I just like the old school look, and nothing to me sounds cooler than an old flathead. But that's just me, you know. But anyway, not too bad. I didn't even get anything re-chromed. I just cleaned it up the best I could, threw some clear on it, made it a nice, safe riding bike. New bearings, whatnot. So, anyway, if you like the video, now's your... I swear, folks, every time I turn the camera on, airplanes. I do apologize. Maybe the wife can just block this part out. There you go, whatever. Maybe I'll just speak louder. Sorry, folks. Anyway, like I was saying, if you enjoyed the video, it'd be greatly appreciated for a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment if you got one of these old bikes, or a bike you don't know what it is, or an engine you don't know exactly how to fix. Feel free to leave me a comment. I'll see if I can help you out the best I can. And if you do find an old bike like this and you need a power plant, they have a very inexpensive engine that you can bolt right on this bike at gopowersports.com. Check them out. They have like the 98cc motor, which I don't normally stick on old vintage mini bikes, but this is a perfect time for you to go over and subscribe to the channel, because I'm just going to do that very exact same thing that I just said I don't normally do. Yes, I have an old bike that I picked up from a fellow on Facebook Marketplace. It's an old bird bike, and I thought, well, I'll do something different I don't normally do. I'm going to stick a new style engine on an old style bike. So if you subscribe, you'll get notified. You can check that video out. Might tickle your fancy. But anyway, if you do need any parts from Go Power Sports, make sure and look them up. Christmas time, go get your husband, wife, kiddos, mini bike, go-kart. Those fine folks down there will fix you up. If you do place an order with them or you give them a phone call, make sure and tell them Rick sent you. And we're going to call that a wrap for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Take care. We'll see y'all in the next one.